Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Ridley. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. We have a couple of teams who come off losses just 1 week ago and now want to flip things back in a positive direction. It's the Chargers going up against the Raiders.
It's a day, Larry, that fans in these parts will need to savor as we come to you from the East Bay and Oakland, California. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Los Angeles Chargers. And a nice return sets them up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. And the Oakland Raiders. Now a Bay Area native from up in Berkeley. This is Marshawn Lynch. And he'll be tackled at about the 35. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
Shift together here from the D-line.
Here we go.
Again, they'll pound it with Lynch. And he'll get this up to about the 38-yard line. A 3-yard pickup on 2nd and 4. Now they'll need to convert here on 3rd and a little more than a yard. And the defense searches for one more stop here after the run on 2nd down. They'll run it. Here's Lynch. And he will have the first down as he's brought down up near midfield. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Charger first down. That's his longest run of the first quarter. And, Charles, we talked before the game about them needing to establish the run game. They'll be looking for more of that.
And they got to the perimeter, so... tells me that that's part of the game plan of what they want to get done today. So they'll have some complimentary runs where he'll run it to the inside, but it appears that when they want the big yardage, they think they can get to the outside and make it happen.
The former Purdue Boilermaker, Raheem Mostert, and taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. It's another 10 yards on that one and another first down. That O-line, they cleared a big hole there on that run.
The athleticism of offensive lines continues to evolve, and we're seeing it here. Not only are they controlling things right at the line of scrimmage, but they're able to get upfield to get to what we call the 2nd and the 3rd levels. You know, get to the linebacker spot, the secondary spot, getting all the way downfield with their blocking, which helps keep the running back clean.
They'll try to continue that trend here this afternoon. He'll leave it for Montgomery complete. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. Only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together. Again, they'll run it with Mostert. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. It's a gain of 3, and it'll be second down.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. What's that, 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive, and like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. Second down following the run. So the D-line's going to spread out. On play action, it's Dobbs. And the grab made by Doug Baldwin. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
And after the play on the ground, that brings up second down here. Out of the gun, Dobbs. He's going to dump that off to his running back, Montgomery. And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs. First down and 10 now for the offensive group. First down, here's the run with Montgomery. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Now that's the type of play that'll fire up a defense. Hold them to 1 yard on a first down run. It'll be interesting to see if the offense decides to press the run at all, or if they'll abandon it now after gaining only 1 on that play.
See if they stay on the ground for second down. To throw is Dobbs. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. A gain of 4 on the play, and that'll bring up a 3rd down. It's been a pretty long opening drive. This will be play number 11 coming up on 3rd down. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. That's complete right around the 8. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
A short gain that doesn't get them the first down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on 4th. Tried the hard count, but to no avail.
Trying to do anything to get them to jump off sides and pick up a first down easily. Instead, it goes against them.
On 4th down, Anthony Lynn says, let's go for 3. And Hopkins' kick is good. And the Chargers grab themselves a 3-0 lead. And, Charles, they get the field goal. Took them a dozen plays, though.
Work with me on this one. You know what I'm about to say, right? Bend but don't break. That's what came into play here for the defense. 12 plays were run at them. They only gave up 3 points. In a lot of ways, that's a win for the defense.
Washington, his first carry. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. So a loss of 5, and it'll be second down.
Yeah, and that was a safety that came through and made the play. But there's no doubt in my mind, he hits like a linebacker. And we see a lot of that in today's NFL, don't we?
And that time we do indeed. A big hit for a loss. So the defense has put them in a tough spot. It's second and long. And some changes here as the D-line separates some. They go play action with Wilson. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. They'll give him a yard on the play, and that'll force upon him a 3rd and 14. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. Here's Wilson. He's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds, so a big call there that brings up 4th.
But no second guessing the call here. It was 3rd and long, so throwing the football was probably the smart play to try and pick it up. But they don't get it, and now the defense goes off the field feeling pretty good about themselves, gaining some momentum as they force them into a likely punting situation.
On 4th down, on is Dustin Colquitt to kick this away. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. The Charger offense making their way back out there. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3 point?
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one, Phil.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that. Super toe.
Mostert. And he'll lose yardage here. Going down back at the 28. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
Well, forget about finding a lane there. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. Probably fortunate he was able to hold on to the football.
Dobbs now on second down. They'll set up the screen to Montgomery. A pretty nice gain there on the run. Gets it to the 35 after showcasing the agile move. It'll be a pickup of 8 on the screen, and it sets up a 3rd down. And the Raiders call on a nickel set for 3rd down. Off the play fake, here's Dobbs. And that is incomplete.
I'm not sure we could spot any tendency here on this 3rd down. They could have run it or passed it. Either one was available. They chose to try and get it through the air, but they were unsuccessful.
Now the 7th-year man, Chris Jones, on to kick, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And he gets it away, and it's a laser headed for the sidelines. The Raider offense now making their way toward the huddle. And a 3-and-out on that first drive. We'll see if they can do better here.
They should have a better opportunity because the nerves should be settled now. That first series, everybody goes out with a little extra emotion. So now they get a chance to go back out and say, okay, now we're into the game. Let's go play and play as best we can.
You almost get a mulligan then on that first drive?
Sometimes it absolutely serves that way. You get a second opportunity. Nothing big happened. But then again, you didn't commit any mistakes either. Off you go.
Throwing now, Wilson on first down. And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes.
Now, that was just absolute perfect man coverage. Nowhere for them to go with the football. Led to a sack. And that's really difficult to do in today's NFL with all these gazelles running around that you're trying to cover in the secondary.
Now a handoff looking right. And he will lose yardage on the play. Back at his own 19-yard line. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's third down.
Partner, you mind if I take off this headset and put on a coaching headset?
You want to get this running game going?
I want to get this running game going. I'm going down there and saying, gentlemen, we have got to run the football. We've got to get it going right now.
Yeah, to this point in the second quarter, it has been a struggle. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long. From the shotgun, Wilson. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up fourth down.
Well, we quit counting yardage on that one, didn't we? That was truly third and a mile, wasn't it?
It was. I thought they might just go underneath, but they didn't. They wanted to get the first down there.
Yeah, they tried to pick up the huge chunk unsuccessfully. I'm with you. I would have tried to take some yardage just to gain some field position.
And where will this be spotted? The side judge says it went out just across midfield. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Going deep for Moncrief. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. Touchdown, L.A. Dante Moncrief, his second touchdown on the season. And the Chargers get the quick strike touchdown. Dustin Hopkins on now to add the extra point. It's up and good, and that'll increase their lead to 10-zip. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Raiders offense now, they trot back out. This is their third drive. Right now, maybe not about points, just about getting something. They haven't gotten a first down yet in this game.
It's a mental barrier you don't think about until you go a couple of drives without getting a first down. Then all of a sudden it looms big. It gets harder and harder to actually attain that first down.
On first down, Wilson. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
But one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown them a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after them. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard.
19.
They go play action now. Wilson. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. That one will go as a gain of 11. Raiders having a first down as well.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
A handoff as they run the counter play. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. On second down, Wilson. Call that a loss of 5 yards on the play. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. Two minutes remain here in the first half. We'll come back to Oakland after this. Third and long, it's Wilson. Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Nigel Bradham, and he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line.
This interception will go on the record of the quarterback, but as a receiver, you've got to understand where you are in the field. Middle portion, you know it's going to come in hot. Square your body to the quarterback and be ready to make the catch.
Montgomery on the counter. Oh, he's got a little daylight. There he goes inside the 30. And he's going to be out of bounds down to the 25. 18 big yards on that one, and a Charger first.
Well, how many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways. In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the best.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Carl Lawson in there to bring him down, and it'll be a play to remember for that young man, the first sack of his NFL career. The play fake, he'll look to throw, and he's going to go down again. Gerald McCoy in there to get him, and this pass rush strong now. That sacks on back-to-back plays. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long. From the shotgun, here's Dobbs. And the pressure gets to him again. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. So that means they're down to one remaining here as we head toward halftime. On is the Chargers punter now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. And this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback. The Raiders offense now, they trot back out. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you've got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not.
Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
So after nearly turning it over, new life here for the offense on second down. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. Fighting his safety valve here. That's complete. And out of bounds across the 15-yard line. Call it a gain of 5. And it's going to be third down and a ways to go here. 3rd and 14. So a challenge coming down from the booth, and that's where these challenges come from, of course, in the final 2 minutes of the half.
Yeah, now we're going to New York, right? That's command central for the officials. They'll talk, they'll take a look at it, communicate with the referee at the game site, and issue a final decision because they do have the final call now.
Off the play fake, here's Wilson. Flushed out right. And that's incomplete. Clock stops with 10 seconds left. Well, they've had a pretty frustrating first half here offensively, and then just continued there with that incompletion.
Yeah, definitely frustrating for them, but heartening for the other guys. Those stop troops, they're enjoying things right now because they've made it very difficult for them throughout the half.
Here's Dustin Colquitt now, standing about a yard deep in his own end zone. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Slips past him.
Where'd he go?
That'll be a 41-yard punt, 4 yards there on the return. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. And the Chargers coming out of the field now. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
They'll throw now on the final play. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of his first half of play. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. Out comes the Raiders offense. They'll go on offense first to start quarter number 3. I would say they went 3 and out last time, but actually they didn't even get to 3 and out. Still a strange decision to us here in the booth.
Yeah, let's hope they don't go 1 and out, but maybe, possibly, let's try and think with them here. Try and play field position maybe, turn the ball over, put it in the hands of their defense. Who knows?
You're a nice man. Now a handoff as they run left side. And he's not even going to get back to the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
But if these guys are going to chop into that deficit, they're going to have to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
Play action. Now Wilson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Justin Houston from his outside linebacker spot, forcing the sack for a loss of 8. The Raiders on 3rd down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This will be a tough 3rd and 18. From the gun, it's Wilson. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble.
I know there's no magnet in the ball, but sometimes for the punt returner, after such a scramble, it sort of feels that way, doesn't it? He has it, he loses it, somehow the ball finds its way back to him.
Atone for his sin, and you know he's taking a deep sigh of relief right now. On 1st down, Dobbs to throw. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Baldwin. And the play goes for 19 yards. Gives him a new set of downs.
I don't care how many times you tell the story, it never loses its luster for me. Doug Baldwin, undrafted out of Stanford, and plays like a #1 receiver should in the NFL. I don't care how you cover him. I don't care that his size isn't great. He's the one that typically comes up with the football.
Absolutely. His roots go all the way back to Gulf Breeze, Florida, where he's from, right on the water near Pensacola. And then, of course, to Stanford. And, boy, he's been good. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Offense still needing 10 yards. 2nd down. Now Dobbs. Dancing to his left. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for 3rd.
Okay, he's not going to get the 1st down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
The Chargers on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This time they face a 3rd and 2. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's got the 1st down yardage there as he takes it just across midfield. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
I haven't met a football team yet that runs the ball successfully that doesn't talk about having an attitude to be a running football team, right? You got to be able to put your nose in there, smell where the 1st down sticks are, and get there.
Steps away to his left. Now he's going to let it go deep left side. So they took a shot on 1st down, but couldn't connect. A pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
On 2nd down, Lynch. And he'll get this into enemy territory, but not by much as he's down to the 48. Only a yard on the pickup there, so it leaves him needing a conversion here on 3rd and a tough 9. Dobbs is throwing. The catch is made. Benny Fowler. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. That one goes for 24 yards.
Did you see that route the way that I did? I thought he was trying to get deep.
Yeah, that
first.
wasn't the first option.
No, it came off of that guy, the deep guy, and came underneath on the drag, completed it very well.
On 1st and 10, Dobbs. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Eric Kendricks coming in from that outside linebacker spot to bury him for a loss of 7. On 2nd down, Montgomery. And he'll get this down to about the 30, 31-yard line. And they only get a yard back there. They'll be left with a 3rd down and long.
In my book, that's running the ball well, but with intelligence. How about him keeping the clock moving, staying in bounds?
Yeah, even though it's the 3rd quarter, you're thinking ahead, aren't you? This is where your running game can really help you with a lead in the 2nd half.
I agree totally. It's not just end-of-the-half situations that you worry about the clock. It's throughout the game. And with a lead, stay in bounds. Make them fight harder to try and catch you.
The coverage may be too good that time as he breaks away for 19 with his legs and a 1st down. And the offense readies for play number 10 of this series. They'll run it now out of the gun. Shelling through the defense. And a pickup of about 4 down inside the 10 to the 8-yard line.
3rd quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Back now in the East Bay. It's Charger football, and they've got the lead as well as we begin the 4th quarter. Long drive. The defense just cannot seem to catch a break and get off the field.
Let's go! 38!
On 2nd down, Dobbs. Buying time to his left, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Oh, and after the sack, he's still down on the field. We'll take a break and get a report from Oakland after this. The Chargers on 3rd down. They've hit 4 of 7. This is 3rd and 8. So a collective holding of breath here as the starter heads for the sideline. Here's Foles. And all eyes now on the backup quarterback as he'll duck under center.
So many offenses want to include their running backs into their passing offense and be able to swing the ball out or check it down to them. But sometimes those guys are just not as comfortable catching the ball as they are running it.
And Hopkins' kick is good. And that'll push the lead up to 13-0. So they settle for just the 3 there, but clearly anything helps when you're trying to salt one away here in the 4th.
Without a doubt, I think a touchdown would have been the final nail. But 3 does give them some breathing room and lets them build up a little cushion.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. So out come the Raiders. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that side.
No, bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose. And fortunately for him, he's able to get it back, but it will be a loss on the play.
All I can say about this play is that someone's living right. I mean, he's trying to gain yardage, trying to get upfield. Ball comes free. What's that panic that we've talked about oftentimes that you feel when you lose the ball?
You can sense it.
Oh, you can sense it. And somehow he got to it and was able to recover it for his squad.
Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he will lose yardage on the play, back at his own 19-yard line. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. Now Wilson operating from the gun. Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5. Here's Dustin Colquitt now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. And this one goes sailing out of bounds. Where did it cross? Well, they're going to say on this side of midfield. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
The toss play to Montgomery. As he's got this down inside the 40 to the 39. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
But just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive. Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now Foles. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38. Carl Lawson in there to record the 2nd sack of his young NFL career. And now the offense will look to respond after the sack. Now a give running right is Montgomery. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. So he loses 3 yards there. Now 3rd down.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
So 2 plays with only negative yardage to show, and now it's 3rd and 16. Foles. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So apparently some grabbing there in the middle of the O-line.
I've often wondered why that doesn't happen more often for guys that play center. Having to snap the ball and then trying to get your hands into the proper position, that's difficult to do. He got caught that time.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long. Now back to throw. And down he goes. Brought down a Raiders sack. Now whistles, and the Raiders are going to signal for a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. On is the Chargers punter now as he's on to kick it away. And he uncorks a beauty. Best of the day. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And the Raider drive will start from deep in their own territory with a 1st and 10. And tough starting field position here. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Kamal Ishmael. That interception sets them up beautifully already in the red zone.
And you could hear it all the way up here. Oski, everyone turned to block, find a spot, and now they're set up inside the red zone for their offense.
And they'll start this drive with very good field position. Running left, Montgomery. And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. Ty Montgomery, his first touchdown on the year. And the Chargers capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. So they're going to go for 2. He'll look to throw. And he's going to go down. Sacked back at the 13-yard line.
Well, they tried to get 2 and ended up getting none because the quarterback had nowhere to go with the ball and ends up getting sacked.
Nowhere to go at all. Great job, though, defensively. They were ready. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And now here come the Raiders. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. His throw incomplete. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden the secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
Here's Wilson to throw. Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down. The Raiders on 3rd down. They're struggling. 0 for 6 thus far. This will be 3rd and 19. Operating from the gun. Wilson. The left side throw complete to Adams. And they're able to bring him down at the 20. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Here we go. It's Wilson on 4th down. He's going to let it fly. And they will not be able to hook up there. It's incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And now possession's going to go over with a football at the 20-yard line. Really nice starting field position here for the offensive unit. Now a give running left with Montgomery. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up second. They'll keep pounding here with Montgomery. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. It'll be a loss of a yard, and they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. Here's Mostert. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. Call it a gain of 5. 4th down now. The storyline in this one, Charles, no doubt the number 0. Zilch, nada. A shutout so hard to do in the NFL.
It really is, and what an accomplishment, because you feel that not just on the defensive side, but as a full team. There's a lot of pride that goes into shutting out an opponent. And how about that 0 on the scoreboard for them, going along with those zeros in the time column too.
So for our visitors, they climb back to 500 now at 3 up and 3 down. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Mile High to take on the Broncos. Meanwhile, for the Raiders, they can't quite seem to turn things around as they fall into 2 and 4 now on the year. And they'll get a home date next week against the Kansas City Chiefs. So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. From Oakland, we sign off. So long, everybody.